What up, IG peeps? We're talking triceps here, more specifically how to roll and stretch them to alleviate any issues you may be having with the tricep itself, or a lot of times referred pain to the elbow. Earlier this year I had some pretty legit tennis elbow, and obviously I do not play tennis. I believe it was from overuse, pegboard more specifically, and then just doing the normal training that I go through and do. Now, obviously there's a handful of ways to attack that, but I'm going to go from the tricep angle here for a lot of you, because obviously you train, whether you guys are dealing with bench press, push-ups, overhead pressing, or direct tricep work, but very few people I find are actually doing tissue work on the triceps. So I'm going to take you through two really quick. We have an older video on the IGTV where we go through only working with the peanut here. I'm going to walk through this and how I like to go through a handful of mobility drills as well. So the first thing, obviously, the triceps on the back of the arm, you guys, when you have a peanut, again, go on Amazon, pick one of these up, maybe 10 bucks, I can't remember what they cost, but it'll last you basically the rest of your life as long as you don't lose it. What I like to do to roll the triceps is, again, the key is let the arm completely relax. I take it right above where the elbow inserts, let the hand be completely soft. Palms, supinated, real simple stuff. Now for some of you, just letting the arm literally roll in between the crease of where the peanut is going to be plenty for a lot of you. For most of you, this, and again, it looks simple, you'll be like, wow, holy crap, I didn't know it was so tight and tender in there. What I personally like to do when you can graduate to that is put that top hand on, and you guys can control the pressure, and then obviously just rotate through the hand as you go. And again, you'll be surprised how tender and tight and the tissue is inside of here. And again, you can keep it close and localized towards the elbow, or we can roll it almost all the way up into the armpit there. And again, you're gonna find the spots, and again, take your time, not just rolling front to back, but I like to do a little bit of that, kind of cross fiber tissue work to really dig in. I find this, for me, personally works a lot better. Honestly, as I was going through getting rid of my tennis elbow earlier this year, I did a ton of work on the tricep front, but the same thing with the forearm as well. You guys can take the forearm, you can pack it down, and again, just kind of rotate through if the spots are tight, and again, rotating that hand as we go through. Also, I do like, just because if you know it's tight, you can take your fingers and do a little, almost a manual manipulation all the way up the tricep, and again, you'll find the spots that are tight as you guys really push through it. Same thing with the forearm. I do like the thumb. For me, typically I can dig in hard, and again, you're not gonna do damage here. It's all soft tissue stuff. It almost will feel like cords to me, honestly. Like, I imagine like an elevator in my brain. It's kind of holding everything together as I kind of push through, finding the spots that are tight. If you feel it almost like it's chunky, I don't know how else to describe it, when you roll through it, that's when you know you guys are really digging into the good stuff. And again, for most of you, it's all connected, but it's gonna be super tight and super tender all the way through the tricep. So again, if you guys can pick up a peanut, that's it, spending maybe 2, 3, 4 minutes on a side, really taking the time where you find it's hot. I also like a nice good deep stretch of the triceps, and I've found that the TRX works best for this. Again, I rarely ever see people obviously roll the triceps, and very few people stretch them. Most people go with that old school, like they'll hold it for 10 seconds, hold the other arm for 10 seconds, and then they go. Again, I'm not saying that's worthless, but it's next to worthless. So really take some time and slow it down. So what I'll do is I'll take the TRX the same way I would do a TRX tricep extension. So stiff line head to heel, I let it actually pull back. And for some people, this is a big enough stretch. What I like to do is actually take the hands and palms and rotate them down. And I feel like this stretches a ton more. What I'll really do is I'll dig in. So I'll let almost like my right hand become completely free. And I'll dig in and let that left tricep stretch really dig down. I drop my head down, and I really just kind of push the limits of range of motion. Again, you can do a little just movement back to back, a little joint juicing there, and really just try to dig in and let it stretch. You can also do this with a strong resistance band. So again, I'll go on that left side, I can do the same thing on the right, where I really just let the left hand kind of relax and be there, and I dig in to that right side and really let it stretch. Again, if you guys are really at home, if you have it, you can just take a single arm and really pull down. So again, if it's tight, not only will you get into the tricep, for a lot of you guys, it can dig into the lats as well. And again, you can rotate through the hand. That's why I do like the TRX option, because it gives you a little bit bigger range of motion, and you can kind of play with the variations as you're there. Again, spending at least a minute or two on each side. Obviously more if you know like your left tricep is tighter than the right, or vice versa. So again, the two things I love the most, peanut work, the TRX is great, and just a little manual manipulation with the fingers and hands can go a long way. So give this a shot. Anything else you want to see in terms of tissue work, mobility stuff, hit us up. We're happy to record it. We'll throw it on the YouTube page as well, but give these a shot the next time you go through your upper body flow or when you have free time in your mobility routine. I promise you, it'll make a difference.